please remain standing while the TCA band plays our national anthem. Continue to stand as Student Body President Megan Edwright comes up and leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, and here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I'm not sure what happened during the processional. We're going to sort it out during presentation of diplomas. We had some weird stuff going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2023 commencement exercises for the Classical Academy. Before we begin, it's my pleasure to introduce a few of our distinguished guests. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing. TCA board members, Kenita Johnson, Sonia Whitleader, and Kelly Hawkins. TCA board member, D20 board member, Nicole Kahns. Director of Academic Services, Wes Jolly. Assistant Principals, Gary Arrowsmith and Justin Carpenter. Senior Volunteer Coordinator, Sarah Prudhomme. Any TCA founding families in the audience? I didn't forget you, I purposely put you last. And TCA President, Dr. Russ Sojourner. Our mission here at TCA is to assist parents in their mission to develop exemplary citizens equipped with analytical thinking skills, virtuous character, and a passion for learning, all built upon a solid foundation of knowledge. Our desire is for our students to be not only academically prepared to tackle what lies ahead, but leave TCA as good people with strong character and a willingness to serve others. When I look at you graduates sitting before me today, I'm confident we succeeded in that mission. At this time, it's our tradition for TCA alumni to join our choir. So if you're any alumni in the audience and you want to start heading down this way, because our choir will be performing pretty soon. It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2023 salutatorian, Chloe Hare.
Class of 2023, congratulations. It's hard to believe we actually made it to this point. Over these past years at TCA, we've enjoyed some of our best moments and fought through our hardest challenges. We made special memories during curriculum days, field days, and home football games. But we also managed to survive the toughest days. Besides personal obstacles, we endured our first week of finals. We spent months working on a biographical criticism, and we slept with nightmares of the hardest questions that could be asked at a senior defense. After 13 years, we finally made it to graduation night. When I heard I would be giving a speech tonight, I knew Mrs. Drake would want me to begin with some quality research, so I headed to my favorite source, Wikipedia. Everything I read said that a good speech needed an inspiring quote or a piece of advice. Unfortunately, my cowboy fire quote wasn't sufficient, so I had to fall back on some real-life experience. One of my coaches told me that I would never get anywhere in my sport unless I learned to play for someone other than myself. As much as I believe this is necessary in sports, I also hold this as a truth for everyday life. This goal of leading an others-focused life may seem easy at first glance, but it can prove to be a tall order in reality. Class of 2023, I think this is an idea we have taken to heart. With the small size of our graduating class, we have learned to be proponents for each of our peers. We bonded tightly as a grade, advocating for each other and going above and beyond to help when needed. I've felt the support of this class many times on my own hardest days, and I've heard countless stories of my friends appreciating the same uplifting environment. As graduates, we may forget many of the academic lessons we've learned here at TCA. I already struggle to remember Mr. Pryor's Latin conjugations, Mrs. Smith's stoichiometry lessons that she really enjoys, or Mr. Mute's endless dates and locations. But let us not forget the community we've been a part of cultivating in this grade. Whether next year finds you attending college, joining the military, or jumping into a new career, you will have opportunities to form lasting relationships by acting in this selfless manner. Remember the ways being in an others-focused community has impacted your life, and be ready to extend that same intentionality to those around you. After the ceremony, everyone will have said their goodbyes, and believe it or not, many of us won't see each other again. We're done with morning music and Friday night lights and dances, and on to what everyone keeps calling bigger and better things. But before you leave here, before you start planning decorations for your dorm room or training for your new job, before you look ahead to the next great adventure, I encourage you to reflect on these past 13 years. Just as our grade strives to encourage and uplift one another, each of us is here because of the sacrifices of those who continually support and encourage us. Consider the special people who have influenced your life in a way that you wouldn't be here without them. Think of your parents, your teachers, coaches, mentors, anyone who has had a hand in bringing you here tonight. Take advantage of this opportunity to thank those people who've had such a vital impact on your life. For me, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our teachers. TCA truly is a special place because of you, and you've given us wonderful examples to follow as we step into this new stage of life. Finally, I want to thank my classmates. Class of 2023, thank you for the memories, the laughter, and the relationships I will always cherish. I can't wait to see the incredible things this class has in its future, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, and God bless.
And now welcome this year's valedictorian, Chandler Wilburn.
When I heard the learned astronomer, when I was shown the figures, the proofs, when I was shown the charts and diagrams to add, divide, and measure them, when I, sitting, heard the astronomer where he lectured with much applause in the lecture room, how soon, unaccountable, I became tired and sick. I doubt in no overstatement to claim that many of us here on this pivotal day have related to Walt Whitman at one time or another on our journeys within the walls of that building. I'm confident that I represent a majority of us, class of 2023, with the countless times that I have sat astronomically bored in class instead of learning something that, truth be told, I really will never apply in my life. Over the past 13 years, we've all been exposed to innumerably more facts that we soon forget than the precious few we could still recall today. So why did we do it? The usual answers to this question lead quickly to developing time management. Get out of my face. Developing time management, attention to detail, intrinsic motivation, critical thinking. These are all true, and these are all immeasurably valuable skills that will indeed serve us for the rest of our lives. But I want to suggest today that the purpose of learning all of these skills and polishing them is far beyond this and what our formal education accomplishes. The telos of learning that the derivative of e to the x is e to the x, that glucose is C6H12O6, that Calvin Coolidge is the 30th American president, that Caecilius est in horto. The aim of all these is to awaken our spirits. We do not learn these facts only to become better mathematicians, biologists, historians, and Latin nerds. We learn them to become better humans. We leave from this school today equipped, empowered, and emboldened to make the world mathematically better, biologically better, historically better, linguistically better, artistically better, musically better, philosophically better, and spiritually better. When I heard The Learned Astronomer, when I was shown the figures and proofs, when I was shown the charts and diagrams to add, divide, and measure them, when I, sitting, heard the astronomer, where he lectured with much applause in the lecture room, how soon, unaccountable, I became tired and sick, till, rising and gliding out, I wandered off by myself in the mystical, moist night air, and looked up in perfect silence at the stars. Thank you.
Right, if we could have our choirs please take their places. Today, the Titan Choir will be performing two pieces for you. The first is Omnia Soul by Z. Randall Stroop. The second will be For Good by Stephen Schwartz. Again, alumni, if you're in the audience and would like to join the choir, we'd love to have you.
Somewhere far from nowhere, I grew both strong and tall, longing to become, but knowing not the path at all. But the footprints
gracias.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It will make
Thank you for that amazing performance. Our commencement speaker has been at TCA for 12 years. One could argue that she's Dostoevsky's biggest fan in a school full of Dostoevsky fans. She's the only teacher at TCA that I know of who will answer an email from me after midnight and then criticize me for sending emails after midnight. And then we banter back and forth for a few minutes about why are you answering emails? I said I was going to ask you the same thing. So please welcome to the stage now Miss Michelle Drake.
Honestly, I feel like Chloe and Chandler did the work for me, so I'll do my best. Thank you for the honor of speaking to you tonight. There are 46 of you I didn't teach, and I truly think the loss is mine. And I feel like I know you. You probably came into my room to use my microwave or get tea or something. You guys are a pretty tight-knit group. From what I can tell about graduation speeches, I'm supposed to acknowledge your hard work to get here and then inspire you to go forward working even harder, to somehow hype you up for the rat race ahead and the bicep-building thrill of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. But TCA is a little weird, and so are the people that work here. We don't want you to simply work hard. We're far more interested in the type of work you're doing and in who you are. I don't want to discourage you, but you're not really done yet. The harder work of being human has just begun. We say TCA exists to assist parents in helping you become exemplary citizens. We don't say we want you to be excellent achievers or useful members of society. Decidedly not to be prepared for the technology of the future. Being a citizen means being connected to others, to a cause that's bigger than your own individual accomplishments. And to be exemplary, remember, does not mean to be without flaws, but to strive to be an example. In our core values document, there's a detailed definition of an exemplary citizen and specifically the type of work exemplary citizens try to do. The direct quote is that exemplary citizens seek to produce fruitful work. Producing fruitful work is an incredibly purposeful phrase, unlike the phrase perfect work, which is a potentially poisonous one, or useful work, a potentially dehumanizing one. In fact, the whole core values document is built on an organic metaphor of roots and branches, etc. So why do those small word choices matter? Let's explore the connotations of the word fruitful for a moment. I'm an English teacher, don't be surprised, you knew this was coming, okay? It brings to mind buds and blossoms, potential just realized, the delicate fragrance of oranges in the night air. Fruitful, though, is also a somewhat soft-seeming symbol. It's not an image of absolute strength. After all, fruit is somewhat fragile. Who among us hasn't seen a crushed rind fall into the ground and felt a bit sad? Why wouldn't we ask you to produce something more sturdy? When I was your age, sitting in those seats, I wasn't interested in the idea of fruitful work. I was already nearly paralyzed by perfect work. My parents never pushed me academically or personally, and I wasn't in nearly the high-pressure environment TCA can be. I just sort of entered the world feeling my smallest failures would largely define me. In fact, my mom told me that once in early elementary school, I burst into tears in the middle of choir practice. And afterwards, when my teacher finally calmed me down from my hysterical tears, asking me what happened, assuming a peer had pinched me or something, I burst into tears. I sang the wrong note. Of course I did. I was 6. Okay. And what a tragedy. Because of that false hope of perfection, I couldn't see the beauty that my squeaky little voice was a part of, not in spite of, but actually because of that imperfection. Needless to say, this did not bode well for my future academic career or general happiness. I worked as hard as I could and yet couldn't be proud of my efforts because of the grade on the paper or my comparison to my more talented peers. One might say these efforts were a leaky jar that could not hold water. I still struggle wondering if I've done enough to feel like I have to earn my rest or prove my worth. Does this sound familiar? I know many of you are not burdened by academic perfectionism despite the pressures, and I'm so glad. But every single one of you fears failure because you're human, even standing here on the threshold of one of your great successes. Every one of us, even the most confident adults in your life, even Mr. Mew or Mr. Shields, has feared being judged and found wanting or losing their sense of purpose. Even while you're celebrating, a small voice might be asking somewhere, what if I don't fulfill my potential after graduation? What if I disappoint myself or my parents? But fearing imperfection actually poisons your potential. It doesn't produce it. To expect perfect work from yourself or from others will not make you an exemplary citizen or help you live the good life. Expecting perfect work is hubris, dooming yourself to endless toil when humans are made to try and to fail, to learn and to grow, to sing with others, no matter how squeakily. Expecting perfect work sacrifices a stroll with someone you love for a series of ever heavier burdens to roll uphill in Sisyphusian succession. Of course you can and should strive for excellence. You've gone here. But if you shortcut your humanity for the world's shallow stamp of approval, you're probably not doing fruitful work, but fast work. In a world where an AI can write an essay or make art, can you be human enough to try and sometimes fail to find your own words, to sing the wrong notes, to mix the paint yourself, smearing it upon the canvas? In a world where social media wants you to constantly appear perfect, can you choose instead to be good behind the scenes? In a world trying to drag you towards apathy and anxiety, can you seek instead passion and peace? Can you bravely love someone so much your heart can break and your hopes can fail instead of self-protection? Can you seek fruitful work and see what it will yield? The core values of TCA also do not say exemplary citizens seek to produce useful work. It doesn't say that. There's nothing wrong with useful work necessarily, and I know some of you in years to come will grumble about how we didn't have shop class or teach you how to file your taxes or teach you about other things like how to change a tire. Some of you have felt frustrated that you might never use Latin or the quadratic equation or ever need to read a Russian novel in the real world, like Chandler was saying. And the truth is, your education has not prepared you for real life. And I don't think that adding a welding class to TCA would change that, even if it would be fun. Because the most important, difficult, and wonderful things in life are impossible to prepare for. No curriculum can teach you how to grieve. No quiz can teach you how to pursue what is good, beautiful, and true. And financial literacy alone cannot help you find your calling. The world is obsessed with the concept of that which will be useful. And useful work can be good, but utility is not the same as purpose. We can't teach you everything we've ever needed to know. So instead at TCA, we've given you tools and training to understand and seek good, to be good and to do good, long after you've forgotten the many facts and habits which created that capability. You can and will be useful to others, but your value is not determined only by being of use, and nor is the value of this classical education. So let's return to the image of the fruitful work, that frail, finite image. Because even seemingly ruined, plants contain those tiny symbols of something more than themselves, seeds. It might be the next day, necessarily, or even the next month, but the fruitful work that sometimes seems dead on the ground sprouts into tiny green curling tendrils of hope, reborn. What seems like only a momentary and perfect blossoming is part of a much larger life cycle. There isn't much room for ego or easy praise in fruitful work, and not a lot of speed. Plant metaphors rarely symbolize efficiency, but they do represent the beauty of becoming. My favorite medieval writer, because everyone should have one of those, is the wonderful botanist, musician, writer Hildegard of Bingen. And her vivid vision of virtue was so unique that she had to make up her own word for it. She called it viriditas. My favorite translation of this word for virtue is the force which through the green fuse drives the flower. Or in other words, goodness is best described as greenness, a life force that flows through you and into everything you do. That transformed my view of virtue because for years, I unconsciously defined being exemplary as a list of things I did or didn't do. But if Hildegard is right, and I think she is, virtue is not about achievement alone, but far more pervasive and all-encompassing. It's a long process of living and growing and changing. This fruitful work you all have to do means patiently sowing, humbly knowing you might not reap for years, and yet still digging your fingers into that good earth. It means weathering the rough seasons and hoping for a harvest, even when others have given up. How many people in this audience or throughout your TCA journey have exemplified this long-suffering, fruitful work as they have helped you? When you were crying in frustration over your times table, sounding out words, struggling to form friends, who walked alongside of you and hoped on your behalf, even though no buds had yet broken the surface? At your least useful moment in all of your imperfections, who loved you unconditionally because you're you? Be like them. And I promise you that though you'll remember the positive impact they had, there are days where all of us have felt like a failure and not produced the fruit we hoped for. Some days, all we felt we had to offer you is one tiny little onion. Yet despite our failures, TCA has surrounded you with these seed-sowing people, these slow-growing ideas, not quick profit strategies for shallow, shiny success. Personally, I've had two models of fruitful work. The first and most lasting is my mother. A preschool teacher for years, she helped children who will never remember the 1,000 acts of kindness and creativity which formed their imaginations. And even when chemotherapy incapacitated her body, her love was still germinating. Long after she died, her small seeds of faithfulness and love for others are still growing, even though she was never able to see come to fruition. It's because of her constant love my whole life I've been able to confront my own poisonous perfectionism, and I couldn't have written this speech or been the teacher you all love without her love. The second example is my husband. Although I have many colleagues that exemplify this, he's my favorite. I've taught all but 46 of you in the senior class, but you know how many he has taught of you? 17 total. Not that many people take French or philosophy or world religions, but you 17, I'm not talking about French verbs here. How many of you has he taught something you'll remember forever? Yeah, that is fruitful work. It's not always big. Sometimes the garden is small, but the work is good. That's the work of a particularly handsome, exemplary citizen, but you guys can do your best. I would love to say it's all easy success from here, but this beautiful becoming is much more organic. It's the slow and steady work of tending your garden. It's not glamorous nor quick, but the difference between labor and toil is mostly love and hope. There is good and fruitful work ahead of you, ways to cultivate and challenge and create. And even in your academic days are now behind you, we have tried to prepare you for that green work, that good work, that veritas, which matters most of all. That is what makes us truly proud of you as you walk across the stage, not because you've arrived, but because you have grown. This day, this ceremony is not the proof of fruitful work. And I'm not saying that because we messed up a few places, okay? Because your efforts are important, but you are the results of fruitful work, who you are as people. For today, enjoy the hope that even here, in what seems like an ending, there are seeds of something new about to break the soil. May your work continue to be fruitful, and thank you for letting us watch you grow.
So we need to consider this question. What does it mean to be human? Easy question to answer. All right, try this one. How does one pursue truth, beauty, and goodness? Not bad, right? Our seniors consider these questions as part of a culminating project that we call the Senior Defense. It's a very personal assignment for them, and they pour a lot of time and effort into this, and they argue their opinion on one of these fairly simple questions. And then they prepare a presentation and they present those in class, and then we select the top few, and they come and present to Mr. Jolly, Dr. Sojourner, Mr. Galvin, and I, and we listen to those and we choose a winner. Could I get our Crutchman Cup finalists to come up here at this time, please. The winner of these three, which was incredibly difficult, has their name etched into this cup right here that we call the Kretschmann Cup, named after Jim and Mary Kretschmann, one of our founding families. I can just tell the three of you that you gave the three best senior defenses that we've had since we've been doing senior defenses. And it was an incredibly tough decision, but at this time I'd like to announce the winner of the Kretschmann Cup this year, and that's Chandler Wilburton. Congratulations. Kretschmann Cup finalists, congratulations. Congratulations, Chandler. Each year I ask teachers to send me a list of students who they feel most embody what it means to be a Titan. We call these students our Titan exemplars. There's no definitive way to define this, but when we look at our core values, we look at things like honorable, compassionate, and humble, desire to serve others, able to produce fruitful work, passion for lifelong learning, respectful, demonstrate a hunger for knowledge. Teachers give me a list of 10 names. I compile all those names and I create a list of students we call our Titan exemplars. What's pretty cool is that 65 different students find themselves on one of those lists, which is pretty cool. We have 101. 65 of you made at least one teacher's top 10 list for our Titan exemplar. So when I call your names, please come to the stage. Ashlyn Bigeler, Megan Enright, Ethan Gavin, Chloe Hare, Lizzie Richens, just come on up, and Chandler Wilburn. Oops, that'll be yours. For you, Ashlyn. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Titan exemplars. Congratulations, guys. All right, we're done. No, just kidding. All right. Dr. Sojourner and Ms. Hawkins, if you could please join me up here. As principal of Classical Academy High School, I do hereby certify. Mr. Reed, you might want to get started. That the students who received their diplomas today have all met the requirements set forth by the TCA Board of Education and have earned the right to be called a graduate of the Classical Academy. I present these students to you for your approval.
Thanks, Mr. Shields. 9 years ago, I became the president at TCA, and you students were entering your 4th grade year at Central, most of you Central or East or North. Right after I became president, a former student of mine ran into me in that hallway, and I'll always remember he said, "Dr. Sojo, you're back. You're president. Why do we have a president, and what do you do?" And I wasn't sure how to answer. I have a pretty good idea now, 9 years later. But at the end of that year, I knew that I loved doing 2 things with students. Number 1 is being here, and I'm about to fill that role. And number 2 is reading to elementary students. And you likely don't remember me reading to your classes when you were in 4th and 5th and 6th grade, but I did. And I read some of these books. I'm not going to read to you today, but I am going to read the last page of one of my favorites, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Our entire staff read this book together a few years ago. So be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Alley Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. And now, my second favorite thing to do is to recommend your class to graduate. Mr. Shields, Mr. Arrowsmith, Mr. Carpenter, teachers, thank you for your excellent work in preparing these students for this most important day. As TCA's president, it is with great pride that I present this class of 2023 with assurance that each of these young men and women have met all of the high school graduation requirements of the Classical Academy and the state of Colorado. I therefore recommend that Mrs. Kelly Hawkins, member of the TCA Board of Directors, declare these students graduates of the Classical Academy High School, class of 2023.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sojourner. It is also with great pride that I accept on behalf of our Board of Directors these students as bona fide graduates of the Classical Academy class of 2023.
Yes, stay up here. See how well they do at alphabetical order. Since you did a little scrambling coming in, we're going to see if they can do this. All right, Mr. Keek, do the honors.
Hannah Grace Zugich. Hannah will be attending Colorado Christian University. Her favorite TCA memory is getting to hang out with her friends at track practice after school. Sawyer Rebecca Wilson. She will be attending the University of Wyoming. Favorite TCA memory is going to state for cross country every year, except sophomore year, when she was quarantined 10 hours before she was supposed to run. Chandler Elias Wilburn. Chandler will study quantum engineering and run for the Colorado School of Mines. His favorite TCA memory is wearing nothing under his gown at graduation. Levi William West. Levi will attend Hastings College for his associates, majoring in both psychology and business leadership, then grad school at the University of Puget Sound. His favorite TCA memory is having fun with the little toys in psych class, such as the drunk goggles and the brain stress ball. Going to that class every day to learn and laugh with friends is mostly what got him through junior year. Thank you, Mrs. Catmull and Mrs. Drake, for the wonderful memories in your classes. Camden Lee Webb. Camden will attend University of Colorado in Colorado Springs to major in biology. His favorite TCA memory is listening to Mr. Frick in civics class talk about how much he hates the polygraph. Joshua Matthew Vu. Joshua will be attending the University of Hawaii at Manoa. His favorite TCA memory is hanging out at Mr. Reed's house that one time. Blake Nicholas Van Tongeren. Blake will be attending UCCS. His favorite TCA memory is bathroom surfers. Isabella Grace Tyler. Will be attending culinary school at PPSC with a fall 2024 semester at sea. Favorite TCA memory is Holiday Inn Tech Week. Chloe Caroline Troy. Chloe will work for a year or so and then considering interior design at PPSC. Her favorite TCA memory is eating Otter Pops on field day at elementary, the Cave of the Winds field trip, the aquarium field trip, and morning music in elementary school. Connor Lee Takanaka. Connor will be attending Taylor University to study cybersecurity and music. His favorite TCA memory is Keek's Day of Reckoning. Alana K. Stern. Lana will be attending University of Northern Colorado and majoring in special education. Her favorite TCA memory is participating in the Western Heritage Art Competition this past semester. Tessa Miriel Stanky. Tess will be double majoring in human physiology, nutrition, and sports medicine at UCCS. Her favorite TCA memory is the end of 6th grade beach bash at Central. Michelangelo Adelano Smoot. Miko plans to grow into the coolest version of himself. His favorite TCA memory is constantly lying to Mr. Reed about toilet papering his house. Seth Harrison Shoup. Seth will be attending Ouachita Baptist University in the fall of 2023. Favorite TCA memory, hanging out with his boys and playing random sports. Reagan Pamela Shaner. Reagan will be attending CU Boulder in the Exploratory Studies program. Her favorite TCA memory is winning the quarterfinal game in penalty kick sophomore year to advance to the semifinals. Kira Elizabeth Shaner. Kira will be attending Colorado School of Mines and Air Force ROTC. Her favorite TCA memory is the state cross-country meet because of all the energy and camaraderie on the team. Noah Thomas Schlender will be attending PPSC for EMT training and for wildland firefighting. Favorite TCA memory is meeting Marcus and skipping school to go kayaking and fishing. Hudson Wilhelm Schlender will be attending PPSC. His favorite TCA memory, the fact that people still can't tell him apart from his brother, as well as wassailing with his friends. Luke Adam Sanson. Luke will be attending Texas Tech University to major in personal finance advising. His favorite TCA memory is arguing in philosophy with Mr. Drake over if you can hear a tree fall in the forest if no one is around to hear it. Caden Andrew Rusin. Caden will be attending Universal Technical Institute in Miramar, Florida. His favorite TCA memory is playing football on Friday nights. Landon Dean Roeder. Landon will be attending UCCS. His favorite TCA memory is bathroom surfers back in junior year. Sophia Alexis Ross will be attending CU Boulder to study chemistry. Her favorite TCA memory is marching band state finals in Grand Junction senior year during retreat. Dylan Ron Romine. Dylan will be attending Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. His favorite TCA memory is throwing 300 rolls of toilet paper on Mr. Reed's house. Faith Elizabeth Roberts. Faith will be attending John Brown University. Her favorite TCA memory is dancing with her friends before every basketball game. Luke James Reeker. Luke will be attending San Diego State University, majoring in journalism and film. His favorite TCA memory is putting a shopping cart on top of Mr. Reed's house. Elizabeth Grace Richens. Liz will be attending Utah Valley University and majoring in English. Favorite TCA memories are Friday night football games, the senior scavenger hunts, and making and strengthening some of the best friendships ever. Ella Grace Reed. Ella will be attending Grinnell College, where she will major in biochemistry on a pre-med track. Her favorite TCA memory is discussing the literary merits of Mr. Reed's favorite novel, Cowboy Fire. Hannah Ashley Prudhomme. Hannah will be attending Nova Southeastern University as a mathematics major and also studying pre-medicine. Her favorite TCA memory is watching the Iron Giant movie in A-Push with Mr. Mew after the AP exam. Curtis Michael Pollard. Curtis will be getting his EMT certification to become a firefighter. His favorite TCA memory is getting to hand off the baton to his brother in a relay race at a track meet. Valerie Lynn Pfeiffer. She will be attending Colorado State University, Fort Collins. Her favorite TCA memory is doing theater. Some highlights being cast parties, going to IHOP after shows, and doing the wobble with Miss K at prom. Bryce Michael Patrick. Bryce will be attending Florida University Institute of Technology. His favorite TCA memory is the entire New York City, DC trip after 8th grade. There was so much to do every day, and he made the best memories. Andrew Arthur Odegaard. Andrew will be attending Pikes Peak State College. Favorite TCA memory is blocking in their cars and using a ghillie suit to get the teammates in at the reboot van for the senior assassin. Seth Isaac Niter Jr. Seth will be attending CSU for computer science. His favorite TCA memory is crying in kindergarten because his dad got mad at him for giving up on memorizing the poem The Postman. Now he is really good at memorization. Joshua Douglas Mullinex. Josh will be attending Colorado Mountain College for GE credits, then head to TCU. His favorite memory is the New York DC trip when he hid Tyler Lavoie's alarm after setting it for 1 a.m. and watched him tear up the room looking for it while it rang. Amanda Michelle Mullinex. Amanda will be going to Texas Christian University to get a bachelor's in fine arts and to continue dancing and performing after graduation. Her favorite TCA memory is being homecoming queen and king with her twin brother, Josh. Emma Marie Morton. Emma will be attending John Brown University in Arkansas and running track for the school. Her favorite TCA memory is building sand castles in the jumps pit and making memories with the track team. Riley Claire McGinley. Riley will be attending Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon, studying English and political science. Favorite TCA memory is winning state in the speech and debate event, U.S. Extemporaneous Speaking. Caden Hale Matthews will be attending Grand Canyon University. His favorite TCA memory is senior year football season. Had a lot of fun with his friends, and the coaches taught him a lot of life lessons that he will remember forever. Kate Margaret Mastrolia. Kate will be attending Virginia Tech to study biochemistry. Her favorite TCA memory is when Mr. Mew was elected president in 2024. It was certainly the best choice. Lauren Marie Martins. Lauren will be attending Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, Florida to study aerospace engineering. Her favorite TCA memory is learning that Mr. Reed doesn't know how secret handshakes work. Shocker, but the handshake is supposed to be known by both people. Andrew Joseph Leipold. Will be attending CU Boulder for a psychology degree. His favorite TCA memory is making bad lunch science at the lunch table junior year. Tyler David Lavoie. Tyler will be attending Grand Canyon University to study pre-med. His favorite TCA memory is playing rugby during the picnic junior year with his friends. Evan Jacob Lepore. Evan is undecided as to what is next. His favorite TCA memory is beating Sterling and Eaton in the playoffs this past football season. Sophia Rose Kurska. She'll be attending UCCS as a biology major. Favorite TCA memories are Dr. Benjamin's anatomy and physiology class, which inspired her to go into dentistry, as well as Spanish 4 with Senora Byron, which is undeniably one of the most challenging and enjoyable classes she has ever taken. Haley Mayen Cresson. Haley will be attending Colorado School of Mines to study mechanical and electrical engineering. Favorite TCA memories are having fun with her dad, her friends, and her teachers at epic nights in 6th grade. Mirabella Noel Kramer. Will be attending Colorado State University, Fort Collins. Favorite TCA memory is taking all 4 years of French. Also, vote Mew in 2024. Zoe Grace Colosi. Zoe will be taking a gap year next year. Her favorite TCA memory is the senior prom when they were all singing the last song with just the seniors. Luke Jeffrey Klaus. Luke will be attending CU Boulder for a presumed doctorate in aerospace engineering and a minor in music. His favorite TCA memory is framing the girls' soccer team for TPing Mr. Reed's house. Levi Harrison Kersey. Levi will be studying architecture at Pikes Peak State College. His favorite TCA memory is when there was a blackout senior year at the JCL convention. Hunter Allen Kenny. Will be attending CSU Fort Collins for electrical engineering. His favorite TCA memories are all the moments spent with his friends, whether it's as simple as going out to lunch as a senior or playing video in Mr. Caruana's room in middle school. Every person he has gotten to know has made such a positive influence on his life. Braden Robin Keller. Braden will be attending Colorado Christian University. His favorite TCA memory is beating Eaton with a last-second game-winning field goal. Asha Rosanna Joseph. Asha will be taking a gap year with YWAM before attending college in 2024. Her favorite TCA memory is riding in the back of Robbie's truck junior year when UB went Christmas caroling. Levi James Alama Okalani Johnson. Levi will be attending the University of Northern Colorado to study engineering and physics and to play football. Favorite TCA memory is beating Eaton the first game of senior year in football and all the team dinners with his boys for football and baseball. Grant William Jenick. Grant will go to Pikes Peak State College to study vet tech environmental sciences and then go to the coast to study marine biology. Favorite TCA memory is freshman year. He wanted to jump into every trash can on the high school floor, so every lunch a group of them would watch him jump. He would jump, slip and slide, etc. to make it even more entertaining. After about 5 or 6 times, was told not to do it again and has not done it since. Aiden George Jenick. Aiden will be going to Concordia in Seward, Nebraska to study English. Favorite TCA memories are a couple teachers being there for him, helping him find his passion in English, Senior assassin, going to coffee with people, laughs, and just finding out who he is. It has been a wild ride. Elias John Indermuley. We're taking a gap year and then going to school for a music performance major on the cello. His favorite TCA memory is leaving his mark on the ceiling of the cafeteria commons in 8th grade. It was hilarious, and it's still there. Brennan Maynard Hume. Brennan will be attending the University of Tennessee in Knoxville to study nuclear engineering and pre-med. His favorite TCA memory is the Scientology trip with the boys. Ryan Tyler Heiser. Ryan will be attending the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs School of Business. His favorite TCA memory is Mountain Lab in 8th grade, where he got to hang out with all his boys. Abigail Marie Hall will be pursuing a career in music, and her parents will still love her. Her favorite TCA memory is after band events when someone would hop on the drum set and everyone would join in on other instruments. Nothing can beat those late night jam sessions. Chloe Renee Hare. Chloe will be attending Cedarville University to study nursing. Her favorite TCA memories are elementary field days at Central and home games with the volleyball team. Radhika Rani Gupta. Radhika will be attending Michigan State University to pursue a major in computer engineering and minor in psychology. Her favorite TCA memory is when Mr. Reed cut her off in school traffic and she was able to make him regret it for the entire year. Jessica Therese Green will be attending PPSC to major in theater. She has so many fun memories from French, she can't even think of a specific one. It's definitely been one of her favorite classes all throughout high school. Lauren Elizabeth Graham. She will be attending Grand Canyon University. Her favorite TCA memory is being in choir. Dylan Edward Gould. He will attend the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Favorite TCA memories are senior prom and senior nights for football and wrestling. Hannah Camille Gott. She plans to study animal science at the University of Wyoming in the fall. Her favorite TCA memory is laying in front of a box fan in the black box during musical dance rehearsals because the temperature is never right in there. Sarah Catherine Gossner. Sarah will be attending George Fox University. Her favorite TCA memory is Camp Learn a Lot in 1st grade with Mrs. Van Wieren. Casey James Golden. Case will be attending Montana State University. His favorite TCA memory is winning the cross-country state championship junior year. Josie Jean Goen. Josie will be attending Laterno University to major in civil engineering. Her favorite TCA memory is racing Keek to poorly aimed paper airplanes, and if she lost, watching him dramatically tear them apart with a pair of scissors in each hand. She's lost countless quality paper airplanes to Mr. Keek. Logan Thomas Getch. Will be taking a gap year. His favorite TCA memory is marching band state, looking at all of his percussion boys and thinking how proud he was of them. Lene Christine Getch. Lene will be attending UCCS. Her favorite TCA memory is her last playoff basketball game, which was her last game ever. She has never worked harder and felt so fulfilled, and it is a feeling she hopes to carry on to other aspects of her life. Adelaide Eliza Gillum. She will attend UCCS in the fall and is currently seeking publication for her first book, which she hopes will be one of many as an author. Her favorite TCA memory, she says, might sound a little weird, but it's when everyone got sent home because of the pandemic. She knows it was rough for a lot of people, and while she's sometimes worried about COVID, she had fun spending time at home and calling her friends. It was a wild adventure to start her high school career with. Luke Thomas Gentry. He will attend the Masters University. His favorite TCA memory is being able to beat Coach Swantek's teacher assistant and learning so much from him. Ethan Scott Gavin. Ethan will be studying genetics and biochemistry at CSU Fort Collins. His favorite TCA memories are the Scientology trip with the boys and the Artes Liberales Christmas party. If you know, you know. Tara Marie Galtney. Tara will be attending Clemson University and majoring in business. Her favorite TCA memory is cheering at the football state championships her sophomore year. Isabella Rose Garcia. Bella will be moving to College Station, Texas to attend Texas A&M at Relius. Her favorite TCA memory is when she got half her hair stuck in the Velcro suit at the senior lock-in. Luke Jefferson Fleener. Luke will be attending Grand Canyon University to study sports business. His favorite TCA memories are being able to play different sports and also creating friendships throughout all his years at TCA. Blake Ryan Fleener. Blake will be attending the University of Miami to study business marketing. His favorite TCA memory is touring Scientology with the boys. Zoe Kadiana Iberg. Zoe plans on working and taking a gap year to pursue her interests. Her favorite TCA memories are during basketball season. After practice, some of them stayed after to shoot around. Christmas music was playing, and they all started singing together, goofing around, and enjoying each other's company. Also, the paper airplanes in Latin class. Megan Olson Enright. Meg will be attending Colorado State University Fort Collins to major in chemical engineering. Her favorite TCA memory, marching band junior and senior year, watching all her section mates grow into the people they are today. She loves her flute herd. You guys are the best. Tanner J. Idy. Tanner will be going to Adams State to wrestle and study sociology and eventually become a police officer. His favorite TCA memory is when he started a food fight in second grade and had to miss recess to clean the cafeteria. Josephine Caprice DiPentino. She'll be working in childcare during a gap year. Her favorite TCA memory is her whole friend group going to Mary Kyer Park together during finals week her junior year. Bryant Gentry DeMarkey will be attending UCCS. Favorite TCA memory, making TikTok of tomfoolery and dilly-dallying with the boys. Courtney Fisher Kroom. Will be attending Minot State University to major in social work with a minor in psychology. Her favorite TCA memory is the senior year color dance and afterwards going to Mary Kyer Park and jumping in the pond with the entire class. Erin Grace Crawford. Favorite TCA, I'm sorry, she will be attending trade school for jewelry design. Her favorite TCA memory is spending 7th period with Mrs. Jeffords and Mrs. White. Brooke Elise Coyle. She'll be attending PPSC. Her favorite TCA memory is after senior prom, she and some friends going and getting ice cream for an after party. Emily Elizabeth Ciccolone. Emily will be attending Texas Tech University in the honors program. Her favorite TCA memory is any time she's ever been in choir singing with her favorite people or any time in French class. It's very fun. Nicholas Unsa Murphy Che will be attending Colorado School of Mines. His favorite TCA memory is the library cooking contest. Connor Mark Carroll. Connor will be attending Creighton University. His favorite TCA memory is the bathroom surfers. Austin Robert Cantor. Also will be studying mechanical and electrical engineering at the Colorado School of Mines. His favorite TCA memory is not having to do a spelling test in 6th grade because he got hit by a car while riding his bike to school. Adia Noel Byron. Ada will be attending Tennessee Technological University. Her favorite TCA memory is doing the pajama dance at the 2nd grade talent show. Daniel James Butler. Daniel will be taking a gap year this year. His favorite TCA memory is the state track meet his sophomore year. John William Bungay. He will be engineering robots and rockets next year. Beep, boop. His favorite TCA memory is when he, his favorite TCA memory is when he went, forget it, never mind. Madison Helen Brennan. Will be majoring in nursing at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. Favorite TCA memory is joining speech and debate and all the friends and memories made in that club. Brian Michael Braun. Brian will be attending Pikes Peak State College. His favorite TCA memory is running around the hallways at night with the wrestling team playing sardines. Blake Austin Beauchat. Blake will be attending Baylor University and planning to major in biology on a pre-med track. His favorite TCA memory is hanging out with some of his closest friends, competing and qualifying for state in the 110 and 300 meter hurdles, while watching his sister compete and excel in varsity level meets as well. Naomi Grace Bowes. She will be attending Colorado Christian University. Her favorite TCA memory is all the good fun memories in Artes Liberales. Ashlyn Ann Bigler. Ashlyn will continue working at Chick-fil-A while attending Pikes Peak State College to get an associate degree in nursing with hopes to specialize in labor and delivery nursing. Her favorite TCA memory is when there was a blackout at the JCL convention and everyone formed a truth circle in the dark and chilled in their pajamas, even when the lights came back on. Brooklyn Grace Baruti. She'll be attending the College of Arts and Sciences at CU Boulder. Favorite TCA memory is directing her senior year one-act play. Chloe Morgan Bennett. Chloe will be attending Colorado State University in the honors program. Her favorite TCA memory is the latest aerial show she was a part of. Also, Mrs. Drake is secretly her dad. Noah James Archambault. Noah is planning on attending Colorado Christian University. His favorite TCA memory is when the power went out at JCL. Jackson Kent Anderson. Jackson will be attending Taylor University to study accounting, music, and to participate in theater. His favorite TCA memory is soaking in the laughter after his line, "I can see how you managed to chop off one arm, but how did you manage to chop off the other one?" during The Wizard of Oz.
It's going to kill just enough time for Jackson to get back to his seat. So this is the class that in March of their freshman year went home and didn't come back to school. The next year, I don't know, you were at school sometimes, you were at home a lot of the time. I don't know why we did what we did that year. Hindsight is 2020, I guess. You also managed to combine one of my favorite things with one of my least favorite things, a jar of peanut butter with a picture of me. I hate pictures of me, by the way. So, good job. Parents, I don't need to tell you, they grow up too quickly. Just take advantage of every chance you have to get together with them as they leave, having lunch, a phone call, whatever that takes. Seniors, take time to culture relationships, because really in the end, that's the most important thing there is. Answer the phone when your parents call you. They don't want to text. They want to hear your voice. So answer the phone when they call. That's right. My daughter still calls me. She's in her 30s. I still get to hear her voice. Just pick up the phone. All right, seniors, this time please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present to you the Classical Academy Class of 2023. You can get your hats later. You're out of here, seniors.